Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 26 of our Local to Global here with the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. Now, last episode was it was a hell of a ride. It was a very long episode, so this one's going to be a bit shorter. I'm going to try and aim just around the hour mark for this one. Of course, last episode was towards that 2-hour mark. It was like an hour and 45 minutes, 46 minutes, something like that. So, I want to keep this one a little bit shorter. Anyway, we do have a lot to do. The first thing I want to get into is we're going to advance one day into the new year here. So we're going into 2023. And I just want to have a quick look at the Wrestler of the Year, Company of the Year. We might even take a bit of a look at the Power 500, if that's still a thing. I don't really remember seeing the Power 500. But I always enjoyed looking at that, especially once you start to get in a bit further. Interesting, there's quite a lot of processing to do. That seems to be a lot more processing than there used to be, especially after that first year. We'll also see the finances as well once we go to the office screen. And it looked like we were potentially going to make about $700,000 from that last month. I think by March, I want to have a TV show. So that gives us it gives us 2 full months. And then I think for March, I want to go to a TV show. So that'll be the weekly TV show and then the big pay-per-view at the end of the month. Interesting, we didn't make anywhere near as much as I thought we were going to make. We had a big miscellaneous cost, $200,000, which is very interesting. What does miscellaneous actually stand for? They are the random extra costs that need to be paid. The larger the company, the higher the costs will be. So that $200K, it's taken a pretty big chunk out of our profit there. Because, I mean, even with the $200K, we're making about $600,000. Okay. Interesting. The ticket sales are obviously our main point of finance. That was up nearly, $230,000 from the previous month. Obviously, we've got higher worker costs now, higher show costs as well, because we once again upgraded our production values. Marketing's obviously a little bit more expensive because we're trying to push through up into the higher levels. And obviously production itself is a little bit higher as well. It's actually not too bad. We're only spending like an extra $50,000 on workers with all those written contracts. I thought it might be a little bit more than that. As you can see, these are our top earners there. And I'll show you the perceptions here as well. So, obviously, Gilmore, if you watched that last episode, now our world champion. Major star. We got Davis, the GOAT, major star. Goldstein, also major star. So, really happy to sort out his 4-year contract in that last episode as well. And then our 2 stars, we've got Diaz and Zeus Maximilian. And then a whole list of well-known stars there as well. I think in regards to our next roster written exclusive contracts, I think we might go for Young and Wasted, and then Gary Walker as well. Yeah, I think they're probably going to be the next ones. But one thing I also want to do once we let me go back to the screen here. We're going to make some signings this episode as well potentially. I'm not saying that they're going to be exclusive written contracts, but we'll see what's available first. But there is a couple of guys that are older that I might bring in on just on a normal handshake deal. The thing with the older guys is you don't really need to worry. Ooh, Omidiko. That caught my eye. He's not over in Canada, which is a big problem, but he's not actually even available in Canada, so I'd have to speak to him. We'll go back into that in a second, but let's go through these first. So Wrestler of the Year, is going to J Cord here. Absolutely incredible. He's currently working for SWF, which kind of pisses me off a little bit because I am a big fan. He's got 100 star quality, so there you go. Let's have a look at his match history, maybe from this year. Okay. So there's a lot of 100s in there, and a lot of 99s in there as well. A lot. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is it's pretty rare to actually see him not get a 90 or above, which I find pretty hilarious. Just kind of goes to show how strong he actually is, so fair play. I thought Aaron Andrews might have beaten him out, but I guess it's not to be. Company of the Year, that's annoying. That's a bit of a blow to us. CWA, our fierce rivals at the moment, because we've finally gone up to medium size. They've won the Company of the Year award. They had a great 2022 and looking to continue their hot streak there as well. Team of the Year going to Greg Gage and Jay Cord. I mean, what is their actual... Do they have a proper team name? They don't have a proper team name, so it's just them teaming together. I don't like that. I kind of wish that the Tag Team of the Year were actual created tag teams. Even if, like, say, for example, Greg Gage and Jay Cord just made, like, a random team name through the game. I would prefer that to be included, as opposed to just two singles workers coming together and, tagging for a lot of the year. I guess one thing we could check, is Greg Gage with SWF? Let me have a look at this for a second. Where is he? Why is he not in there? Oh, I guess I was doing a little bit of scouting off camera. So Greg Gage. Yeah, so he's also with SWF. He's actually more over than Jay Cord. Yeah, I wish that he was in an actual tag team. That would make a lot more sense. Anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm not really that fast. I guess let's go to SWF and have a look at their stables. That's probably a better way of doing it, to see if they're actually together in a stable. What am I doing? Could not find what I wanted. So Battle Unending. Interesting stable name. The Confederation. Sammy Back being the leader there. I got the Rat Pack and then the Sector. So no, they're not in a stable together either, which is interesting. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Match of the Year going to SWF as well. We got Sammy Back defeating Greg Gage. So that's interesting. No Jay Cord in there, but I guess Greg Gage also winning another award. Show of the Year going to 5-star. That is unexpected. Queendom Parade. Let's have a look at their... I guess it was, a 96 rated show from April. Doesn't even look like the best show out there as well. That's kind of strange. Obviously, the main event's a 99, which is awesome. Yuka defeating Etsuko in an I Quit match as well, so that's pretty wicked. A nice 86 in the pre-main event as well. The semi-main event. Doesn't exactly look like a 96 rated show, though. Anyway, moving into Young Wrestler of the Year, going to Flip Simpkins, who is with CWA. I was doing a bit of scouting on him. I think his contract runs out soon. No, must be someone else I'm thinking of. Anyway, only 23 years old, so that's interesting. Got some. He really does have some decent matches in there. He really does. Wow. 95 being his highest match. Veteran of the Year going to Sammy Back. I mean, that's pretty understandable. I think he might have won it all 3 years. We've been in the game so far. Anyway, Female Wrestler of the Year going to CWA's Brook Taylor. She's got 100 popularity in Quebec and Ontario. That is insane. She's only on a $65,000 contract, so they're going to get stung bad. Because their renegotiation is going to be $287,000 per month. That's a lot. Oh, there we go. The CWC, the Coalition Most Improved Company of the Year. So, yeah, the two Canadian companies winning Company of the Year and Most Improved Company of the Year as well. That's a positive. I'm really happy that we've actually won an award there. Most Improved Company of the Year. We'll take it. We'll take it. And yeah, CWC have been awarded our coveted Most Improved Company of the Year award for 2022. The Canadian promotion had a fine year of growth and will look to continue their rise over the coming year. That's not too bad. Independent Wrestler of the Year going to Devilfish, which is interesting because he works for a few companies. But anyway, Manager of the Year going to Dawn Gemmell from US Pro. Announcer of the Year for Mitch Nace. Pretty cool to see him get an award there. Got 93 announcing. We could potentially get him in. Ernie Turner as well, getting Color Commentary of the Year as well. So the two boys that don't work for any big company, well, they work for big companies now, I guess, being PSW and New York City, respectively. Referee of the Year going to our new referee, RM Stones, with 100 refereeing skill. Of course, we just signed him in that last episode as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's have a look at Omidiko. The thing with Omidiko is, I don't think we can sign him. I think he's obviously going to be very expensive, but he's also with EILL, and they're not going to want to let him go at all, and as well for a cheap price. So yeah, that's a tough one. You know, he's got 76 popularity in Mexico, 77 in America, in the US. Kind of not even any point really to try and do that. I think we need to focus on other people. And like I said, I've got a few ideas of who we want to bring in. Merchandise is up to 40% there. One other thing I wanted to show you is Angry Gilmore, after that last month, winning the world title. His popularity has gone up to 75 in Ontario, which is ridiculous. Absolutely massive. Also worth mentioning that Davis went up to 69 popularity despite losing the world title there as well. I think he was at 67, so I think he gained about 2 points. But yeah, so that's everything we need to discuss. With 60 popularity in Ontario, we got above the 59 from that at the end of last episode. 37 in Manitoba, 37 in Quebec. But the next thing we need to do before we actually start booking anything is to look at pay-per-view providers. Not even pay-per-view providers. We can have a look at other broadcasters that we might be interested in. Now, we do have Canada One Choice, who is a pay-per-view provider. And they only need 35 pop in 5 regions, which I think is the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same as Udemand Canada. But Udemand has small coverage, and Canada One has medium coverage. Also the same provider as CWA. So that's pretty interesting. We got this free-to-air channel. Obviously big size, not going to get on there. Obviously Canada IB. We've got CBA, we're probably not getting on there. I think these are all big. This one's medium. CBN, but I don't think I really want to go into CBN. CWA, they're on that station. They are pro wrestling, but they're low risk as well. I don't think I want to be on the same channel as CWA. I mean, realistically, this would be the goal that we go for. ComPlanet, another one of those subscription-based services, but it is for large size companies, as you can see there. Very similar to Netstream and OnDem. More so OnDem because it has 0 popularity requirement, but yeah. Let's go down a little bit more. We got another we've got ICTV, which is high risk with neutral wrestling. Only need 40 popularity in 7 regions for them. That's an interesting choice. We've got Maple Sports, or Maple Leaf Sports, I should say, which is TCW's channel. Pro wrestling and very high risk, so they might be a decent shout. I guess the only thing would be if they would want another TV show. I guess they are pro wrestling, so they probably would. Now, again, we could go with Ondem for our TV show. It makes the most sense. You know, it's got coverage everywhere. We'll open up some more doors potentially down the line. And yeah, the only problem is we'd have to go to industry standard, but I guess we'd probably have to go to industry standard regardless for most of these broadcasters. We then have pay-per-view services, 42 popularity in 6 regions, so they're a little bit higher than Canada 1 in regards to their requirements. But yeah, they're internet-based and they're cable-based. I think cable-based is better. Yeah, I think they are. I think it is. Anyway, we then have pay-per-view for you, which is kind of a different carrier. As you can see, it carries all different countries. We've got US, Canada, and Mexico with them. But as you can see, you need 38 popularity in 15 regions. Now, I think we could do that with our WrestleWorld deal, although it's going to take a very, very long time. You got Premier Pay TV here, which is a 55 popularity in 5 regions, but they're a big coverage Canadian broadcaster, so they would be decent, but don't think it's really going to happen. Don't really want to look at free-to-air. Free-to-air is kind of a risky way to go. You just don't get any broadcasting revenue. We've got the Pop Network, which I don't think would actually be that hard to get onto. But they are a kids broadcasting style, so I'm not sure if our product... actually, it is acceptable to the broadcaster's style, so we actually could get on there. And we only need 35 popularity in 18 regions, which is basically every region in the US and Canada. So again, we'd have to just wait for our WrestleWorld deal to get us that 35 pop across every region, which will take a long time. Looking at the rest of them, I don't think there's nothing else to really see here as far as the US. So I think our choices are Canada 1 or... where were they? Pay-per-view services. Either one of those two, I think, is fine. But obviously, Canada 1 has a much lower required popularity, only being 35. Which I think we would probably be almost relatively close to doing that, because we've already got it in 3 regions. And I think one of our regions is about 22. So if we started running shows there, which I kind of suggested to in the last episode, might be an interesting thing to do. Anyway, don't really need to look at US broadcasters. And again, we could always potentially, invest in our own broadcaster. So we could go... I would probably go commercial. And yeah, so commercial... I mean, that's a lot of money. 5.25.275, if I can get the number out. That's a lot of money up front, but that's for a big commercial, internet commercial broadcaster. Obviously, we don't need to do any style or anything like that, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't think we really want to lean towards that, not until we have a war chest of money. Anyway, let's book one show, and then we'll look at some signings, because I feel like I've just rambled on for about 20 minutes, and we haven't run a show. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the it's kind of a review, I guess, of the last year, and a bit of a preview for what's hopefully to come over the course of this this next calendar year in the game. It's going to be a big year. I mean, we already won the Most Improved Company, which is probably what this this episode's actually titled. So that's pretty cool, but it would be nice to be the Most Improved Company again. That would be decent. And I feel like the only way of getting that would be for us to actually... I mean, Doc Hammond is available. Confirmed to be leaving TCW. I mean, he would be 1,700 per show. Probably about 1,500. Once we offer him a better deal. I mean, he's got the popularity. You know, over 60 pop in all the regions. He's got a lot of stamina left as well. I know it's decreasing at a fairly rapid rate. But with 78, I mean, he's going to lose about, what, 10? He's going to lose less than 10. He's going to lose about 8. So it'd still be 70 stamina. Probably by this time next year. And he's very, very good. Very good on the microphone as well. I don't want my whole roster to be old men. I also got Boom Boom Jamaica here as well. Yeah, that's he would be a decent option, man. He really would. But it looks like he's already going into a bidding war, and looks like his contract just going to be a little bit too expensive for us, I think. All right, yeah, let's just get into the show here. Championship bout. I think what we're going to do, we're probably only going to book 2 shows for this episode. But what we're going to do is try and book towards... Well, I'll show you what the main event's going to be here in a second. But let's have... We need to go for... I mean, who do we even go for at this point? Let's go for Zippy. And for... What's his name? Pepper. Yeah, no effect. I mean, I think the next thing I want to do is upgrade our thingies. Our values. Anyway, how much would we get if we ran in a different region? Only 660 fans in Manitoba. As opposed to the 9,400 that we would get in Ontario. That's pretty crazy. We pretty much have to run all of our events. It might depend on other things in the future, but I think for at least these first 2 months, I want to just make as much money as possible. Okay, so our main event for this show is going to be a #1 contenders match. Zeus Maximilian taking on Ozzy Goldstein. And it's going to go a certain way because we want to sort of continue the storyline that we had running. I might actually even let's put Gilmore onto color commentary here as well. Because that'll advance the storyline. With that said, I kind of want to give him a match as well. So he can be involved in a tag team match. I think I want him to maybe take on Young and Wasted. And maybe he can team up with Gonzalez. Maybe a Sono. We'll go with Sono. I think that's a better option. Just 12-minute match. It can be 12 because it's a tag team. Of course, he can't go for 12 by himself in a singles match. This will be the storytelling match as well. I really wish Gilmore would find a protege because I think that'd be really decent. All right, up next, let's go for. Do I want to go Gary Walker in a match by himself? Yeah, why not? Let's go Gary Walker and Louise Frost. All right, so Gary Walker's going to get the win there. Of course, Louise needs a lot of work. We're under no disillusion about that. Up next, we'll go the new tag team champions, and they can take on Doomsday Generation. Got a dog barking in the background. Obviously non-title. And then finally, we'll go one more singles match here. We are kind of leaving a lot of people off this show. Let's go for Jack Pride. We really need to use him more. Actually, we could maybe go a tag team match. Let's go a tag team match again. It's going to be like a random thrown together tag team match. We'll have Not a Team, and they can take on Newman and Pepper. Yeah, why not? Actually, I might go Charlie Corner instead. I think I like Charlie Corner a lot more than I like Pepper Pelton. So we'll give the win to Jack Pride there. He does need a lot of help on his psychology. Still pretty bad. It's increased, but it's only increased by 2 points over the course of the last year. And his basics have only gone up about 6. Which, you know, it's just not really good enough. And we really do need him to kind of step up his game a little bit. Alright, so who's doing the refereeing? We need RM Stones to be the referee for most of these matches. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's all the matches we need. Let's do some angles here as well. So, we're going to give one to Zeus for the main event. I don't think we'll script him. We'll give him 8 minutes. We'll give him a solid amount of time. And then I think we'll do an angle after the main event as well from Angry Gilmore onto Zeus himself. We should probably be using Davis as well. Maybe I'll throw Davis in here. And obviously that's going to continue their whole storyline they've got together as well. I think we will script this one. Actually, we don't need to script it because it's only going to be Gilmore speaking. And the other two are going to be in the ring. And of course, he's on color commentary, so he will be standing outside the ring, which makes sense with his microphone. So yeah, that'll go on last. I think that's a good way to finish off this show. And obviously, he's talking about Zeus becoming the #1 contender. Actually, I think I also want to make this a tainted win here as well. Because Zeus is a bit of a cheater. That's kind of his gimmick in here as well. Just gets involved in Davis's matches, cheats to win. Just an all-round heel, really. Even though they're all technically heels, I think. I'm pretty sure they're all heels. Anyway. Up next, let's go for Diaz and for Jack Pride. I think we'll script them together as well. I don't think they don't need an angle together. We also need to make Art Reed the road agent. I think we can make Art Reed the road agent here as well for this one. And then we'll give Gary Walker an angle. Like I said, he's probably one of the next. He probably is the next guy on our roster to actually get that exclusive written contract. And of course, he's got an offer. Well, he's accepted an offer to work for New York with a handshake deal. So some interesting things have been happening. Anyway, let's run the show. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we start off with a 71 rated angle here for Not a Team. Of course, being Diaz and Jack Pride. And yeah, Diaz benefiting from having a hot catchphrase as well. The 71, that seems really high for these two. And I mean, Diaz has relatively good entertainment skills. And Jack Pride, I would say, has better. But that's kind of surprising because Jack Pride's not over. I think he's like high 30s for popularity at the moment. So yeah, that one's interesting. Very interesting. Alright, we then go into their tag team match, which gets a 57. We have Not a Team defeating Robin Newman and Charlie Corner in 11:58 when primetime Jack Pride pinned Charlie Corner with a prideful. And yeah, Diaz carrying the match with a 70 in-ring performance as well. Wow. Yeah, he looked excellent out there. And of course, we got the excellent chemistry between Not a Team. Good stuff there. Solid opening match, really. And that's an even better tag team match. We go into a 60 rated tag team match where we have the Rock City Stars defeating Doomsday Generation in 12-11 when Rock and Ryan Turner pinned Original Sinner with a 6-string shooter. Both members of Rock City Stars getting 60 in-ring performances there as well. Not too bad. And Sinner still doing some decent work, getting over a 30, or getting a 30 in-ring for himself. We then go to a 67 rated angle. Unfortunately, Gary Walker not doing well without a script to follow, but he still manages to get a 67. So that's pretty telling of how good he actually is. He messed up, got a negative, but still managed to get a 67. I'm fine with that. And of course, he's only just recently lost the tag team titles after, I think they only had one title defense as well for Feel Good Inc. We then go into a 51 rated tag team match where we have Gary Walker defeating Louise Frost in 12-10 by pinfall with a pants pull sunset flip. And yeah, Walker and Frost have pretty good chemistry, lifting the match. Okay, good stuff. Ortega doing some good work at ringside as well. And Frost was really off his game. That's fine. He needs the help. He really does. All right, we then go into our next tag team match, which gets a 63 rating here. And we have Angry Gilmore and Uterus Sono defeating Young and Wasted in 11:43 when Uterus Sono pinned Taylor Norton with an Osono face melter. Solid match. But unfortunately, Gilmore was off his game and Norton was really off his game in this one. So pretty frustrating, but it's still okay. Gilmore getting a 62 despite being off his game. So that's okay. Let me have a look. Did he get a penalty for stamina? No. But he did for inconsistency, which is why he was off his game. Yeah, it's fine. We then move into a 73 rated angle. Zeus doing a masterful job improvising interactions with the crowd. And basically he says that he is going to become the #1 contender tonight and he's going to do whatever it takes because he wants to get his hands onto Angry Gilmore and, win the world title. Simple as that. The main event does really, really, really well. We get a 79 rated main event here. We have Zeus Maximilian defeating Ozzy Goldstein in 1950 by pinfall with a Thunderbolt. I thought I made that a tainted finish. It doesn't matter. I guess in kayfabe terms, he definitely did something diabolical during the match. There was literally only one penalty in this entire match, and that was the declining physical ability. That's insane. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, understandable that it gets a 79. I don't think it would have got that high had I not put Gilmore onto color commentary, because it had a hot storyline associated with it, which is obviously the storyline advancing here. But without that, that might have been a little bit lower. So there we go. And of course, we've got one more angle left, which gets a 90 rating here. And we have Angry Gilmore. And of course, he's cutting a promo onto his new #1 contender and arch nemesis, I would say, in Zeus Maximilian. And of course, Davis has come out to celebrate with Zeus. Of course, they've got this budding bromance between themselves. And obviously, Zeus helped Davis keep the world title the first time Gilmore had an opportunity. And now we've kind of got Davis, despite being the former champion, he's now backing up Zeus as the #1 contender. But yeah, Davis does have a rematch clause in there as well, and he will get his rematch at some stage in the future. Just not this month. I think we're gonna run with Zeus. I think it's better to try and use the older guy sooner rather than later. Anyway, let's finish the show. We get a 73 rating there for the overall show rating, which is it's pretty decent. It's about the same as what we're getting in that last episode. Increasing our popularity in 18 regions there as well, which is perfect. And let's make a speech. I honestly don't remember who has any morale issues, so we're not going to, I guess, worry about that too much. But, I mean, let's go for Brett Kyle. I kind of want to go for him. Let's go for... Actually, I do Pepper Pelton. Oh, we didn't use Pepper, did we? I'll try Charlie Corner, because he might still have morale issues, because I know that he did have those prior, but I don't know if we sorted those out. Yeah, I mean, let's just go for Gary Walker. I know that he doesn't have morale issues, but that's it's perfectly fine. This guy looks really good. Corey Bennett. I'm assuming he's probably still with SWF, or at least RIPW. Might have a little search for him though. Let's have a look for him. So Corey, yeah, exclusive written contract, RIPW. Is actually the RIPW US champion or USA champion. All right, what do we got? We've got an offer. Oh, that's fine. It's only Black Maple. 164,000 viewers, which is definitely up, I think, from the last show we did. And we have gained another point of popularity. So we're up to 61 in Ontario, 38 Manitoba and Quebec, and 26 in Saskatchewan. Still have no idea how to pronounce that correctly. So Saskatchewan? Yeah, Saskatchewan, we'll go with that. Alberta's up to 18, which I think is the only region we're really going to struggle with, because I think Saskatchewan will probably get up to 35 relatively quickly, which is what we need for that broadcaster. Is it 35? Or am I freaking losing my mind? Yeah, 35, okay. It is 35, which is fine. If for some reason we can't get onto that pay-per-view broadcaster, what we'll do is we'll just go to the U-Demand Canada, which is worse, but I'd rather have pay-per-view than have no pay-per-view, because that pay-per-view revenue, even on a small coverage broadcaster, it's still pretty significant. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time. So there we go. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to do is... One thing I was looking at, actually, was ticket sales, right? Because we were looking at potentially getting a TV show in March, right? So I was looking at different sort of strategies. And one would be to go for maybe cheap tickets. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll show you the example. So our popularity is, it's around here. So normal ticket pricing would have us at about 19 for 59 popularity, for example, right? But if we go to premium, so I guess we might do premium for our pay-per-views potentially, and we'll go from 19 to up to 30, which is massive. But obviously we'll need really good shows. But our pay-per-views are going to be really good anyway, so I don't need to worry about that too much. But of course we'll have less fans. But the difference is $11 per ticket. I feel like that would outweigh, well, as long as it's... Depends how much the attendance drops. If it drops by 50%, obviously that doesn't make any sense because you're not getting more than 50% more in the price. But yeah, it's a weird thing that I've been thinking about doing. And then I've been thinking about going to cheap or even very cheap ticket sales for the TV shows. Now, if we do that, the TV shows, which naturally, because they're only a weekly TV show in the schedule, they naturally get less fans to the shows. But if we made it very cheap, we would get more fans. We'd lose a little bit of revenue, but probably not that much. And then we'd have more fans there. And potentially we have of course, the cheaper the tickets are, the more potential you have for gaining popularity. So if we're gaining more popularity per show in each region for the TV show, which will be on WrestleWorld, we'll have a better chance of gaining popularity across the US and across the other lower Canadian regions that we are so desperately trying to get up at the moment. So something to think about. I don't ever want to go back to free tickets. That would just make 0 sense financially, but it's a possibility. Anyway, let's have a look at some workers now. Now, what I want to do is let's go 80 basics as a minimum. Because, like I said, we're trying to go for some more talented workers, even though majority of them are probably going to be they're gonna be old. Let's be real. There's not going to be too many young workers that are available at the moment. So who have we got? We got a lot of 40-year-olds. We've got Al Coleman, who is a mercenary personality. Highly strung as well. So I think we want to keep away from him. Ash Campbell would be a decent shout. He is, I would say, very similar to Davis, but as you can see, he's also insecure personality, highly strung, former drinker as well. So we don't want to get him in. Just looking through here. I mean, Callie Slick could be a decent possibility. They've got an intense personality, which I don't think is too bad, but I think there is potential for upset in the backstage area. Should probably filter out women as well, just so the search is a little more defined. I mean, we've got Carlos Barrera, he's also pretty good. Low star quality. Good personality, though, but I don't think I really want to go for him, because we would probably get into a bidding war with CZCW or GSW if we offered him an exclusive written contract. It's a tough one. We've got Cobra. Could always go for Cobra if you're familiar with my my Road to Glory series that we did on 2016. He was a pretty integral member of the roster. Only going to be 130 per show. He might be a decent shout. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I didn't really think about him when I was having a little look through this in my personal time. We got Connor Threepwood, of course, being recommended quite a lot in the comment section. Just not a fan of his star quality there. DC Rain could be a very good option, but the stamina there for a 39-year-old is really bad. He does have really good popularity, though. Interesting that he's left and been rehired by New York City quite a few times. We still have Devin Ray Nord, who we could bring in. Would be a solid mid-carder, I would say. I feel like he would be a very, very solid mid-carder. And of course, we'd be taking away one of Black Maple's best wrestlers. So that'd be pretty funny as well. Disturbed, also really good. Would probably be a mid-card talent. Has 0 popularity, so we might stick away from him. Doc Hammond. We've already mentioned Doc Hammond. He wasn't one of the guys I was looking at, so he's only just come up with his contract. 1,700 per show. That's actually, well, per appearance. That's actually not too bad, considering we're giving out, written contracts at the moment. Flash Savage, yeah, kind of just another mid-card talent. Giant Brody. I mean, Brody could be an option. Squash Master, sorry. He is a monster as well. Yeah, interesting. He would be an interesting option, I feel like. I feel like we don't have any big... Well, we do have some bigger workers, but they're kind of lower down the card. Ooh, Kisaka's apparently available in Canada. Huh. We wouldn't be able to get him into a written contract because of his true born status, his loyalty to Black Canvas Grappling, but could be a good option. I mean, Atherton would be a decent option as well. More of a high flyer, but he's very good as well. Currently working for Black Maple and for ACPW. Who else have we got? Got Sabushi. Mighty Cavanaugh. Now, I was talking about Mighty Cavanaugh a long time ago. I think we might get Mighty Cavanaugh. 67 stamina, so that's interesting. He went up to 68, and it's kind of fluctuating, so that's interesting. He's really, really, really good, though. I know he's 39 years old, but ooh, he's going to be expensive as well. 2,200 per show, that's a decent amount of money. But he's also 69 popularity. I feel like he would easily be one of our top guys. I have an idea for him. I don't think we're going to bring him in yet, but I have a very big idea. I've got a big idea overall, which I think is going to light up the series very, very soon. Anyway, we've got Miller Ford here. He'd be another decent option. A low star quality on him, though, but he's only 30 years old, so there would be a bit of upside to him. Got our boy Mobstar, again, another Road to Glory veteran. Brought him to both companies. I wouldn't mind getting him, to be honest. I know he's 36 now, so he's really getting on a bit, but maybe get him on a 4-year contract. IPW would offer him an exclusive written contract as well, I would say. But he does have pop in Ontario. Well, across the US and Canada. Let's have a look. So I think I would probably go 4 years. Just want to try and get the best deal. Okay, so we got 5% off his merchandise. Okay. So there's one, Mobstar. Like I said, he's older, but he's super, super talented. Got Nate Johnson. I know he's 46 years old, but just always a fan of him. I'm a fan of anyone that works for TCW, really. I mean, Wes Revel, yeah, he's working for 2 big companies as well. Raphael would be decent, but he also works for ACPW. Would be fairly cheap, only 8,000 per month. Now, this is a guy I was looking at. So Reaper Dante is usually he's just able to work in Japan, I think. But he could be the stable leader for Doomsday Generation. As you can see, he's super talented, very, very talented. Also plays the mysterious occult well. So, you know, that's a pretty big possibility. I think he wasn't on the short list, but we'll put him on there. Not going to be the signing we make right now. Who's this? Reggie Bishop. I mean, Reggie looks like a pretty decent tag team wrestler. Who's his partner? I guess it would be Sky King. I don't know. That's a weird one. Does it say here? Oh, I guess he might have just developed that himself naturally in the game. He's pretty good, but I don't really want to take a risk on him. And he would be pretty expensive as well. Now, Riley Patton's young, talented, but just has low star quality, unfortunately. So he's going to miss out. I've got Ricochet Ramone. Yeah, not a fan. Again, Riley McManus. He's very good, but he also works for New York City. So there would be a pretty decent bidding war for him. Ooh, Stephen Parker. The former SWF? Yeah, he used to work for SWF back in the day. Interesting. He's only going to be 13,000 per month. Or we could go per show cost, which would only be 800. Because he does work for GSW. What's his stamina? Ooh, 68 already. Yeah, he's definitely in time decline. But just look at his stats though. Like that's a top level talent. 82 star quality. I think we're going to go for him as well. He is Canadian, so it kind of makes sense. But I think we'll just go a handshake contract. Actually, you know what? Let's. I wonder if we can go all shows and get this a bit lower. Try 700 there as well. We. I guess we probably could go lower. Can I try 680? 680, or is he gonna? I mean, what's happening here? Let me go 640. Okay, he wants 670. All right, that's perfect. He wants higher merchandise. He'll probably want travel cover as well. Okay, there we go. We've got Stephen Parker as well. I mean, that's a couple of decent talents we're getting in there. Just those two guys. I mean, we have a look. Mobstar is quality. He really is. Actually, they're both, I would say, arguably about the same. About the same, yeah. Kind of like them. They're gonna definitely add something to our roster. Anyway, let's get into the next show. We'll book one more show before the episode ends. And as you can see, we're bringing in some talent. So we got Mobstar on an exclusive written. He's only 36, so we'll get it for 4 years. We'll just pay the, what was it? How much was it? I didn't even look at the contract. I think it was like 16,000 or something like that. Actually, you know what? I should probably try and stop this this multi-advance, because Mobstar might be offered a contract in the meantime. Should probably do that and just double check that we're actually going to be able to get him. Smashing the spacebar here, but nothing's happening. The one downfall with TEW is the multi-advance and the fact that you cannot, or you struggle to, you know, potentially stop it from going. Luckily I did, because Mobstar has a rival bid update. Okay, that's fine. They're going for an exclusive handshake deal. And it's not being seriously considered. So, yeah, we're definitely in the front running for that one. Let's delete that. Let's not go into there. And let's advance again. How many days are we? We're only 3 days. Yeah, let's go to the next show. Why not? Like I said, I'm not really worried about it. Okay. I was kind of hoping that we'd get one of them in, because I would have liked to have given one of them a debut here. Okay, so we're getting Stephen Parker. Perfect. We shall give Stephen his debut. We've got some more morale issues here. Zippy has... Oh, yeah, because he got annoyed at an almost injury from a botched move. It's Cavaliero's issue. He's got serious morale issues from missing one show. Come on, man. So Cortland, Jay Silva. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to really worry about them too much. Let's get into it. Let's book this show. Give Parker his debut as well. I am very much looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. I have to tell you, I'm really, really enjoying myself. Oh, we get Mobstar as well. Perfect. I don't... Will he be able to work straight away? Probably not. Oh, maybe he is available to work straight away. I mean, he's here, so... Yeah, interesting. We might throw Mobstar into the fire straight away. I think he's probably up for it. He does have like 50 popularity, so he's probably going to be considered a star at the very least. Don't get me wrong, we're not forgetting James Diaz, we're not forgetting Yuta Osono. They will be pushed. But I just want to get a few more high level guys in that are going to be able to take over from Zeus and from Gilmore once they deteriorate a little bit too much. And I would say Gilmore's almost there. Once again, let's go for Zippy and Pepper. Okay, finally we get some meddling success. Pepper and Zippy no longer have any issues together. We're expecting 11,293 fans here for this show. And we are going to go to Mississauga. Alrighty. So, what are we going to do? That is a good question. I think what I want to do is have Gilmore and Mobstar team up. So Gilmore's going to announce he's brought in a partner from outside to deal with this problem. And by problem, he means Davis Wayne Newton and Zeus Maximilian together. The bane of his existence in the company. So we're gonna give Mobster a victory on debut, and I guess the loser will be Zeus, because this is all gonna make sense very soon as well. Let me just say that. So it's gonna be decisive. There we go. We then need, I guess we'll just go a singles match for our boy Stephen Parker. I really like his new render. I wasn't a big fan of his old picture that he had. So he's going to come in. Who can he verse? That's a good question. Maybe Diaz. What's his popularity? It's a little bit lower, isn't it? Yeah, 40s. Or do we go Goldstein? I might save that for the next one. But let's go Stephen Parker Diaz, I think. Let's go 20 minutes. I want to give it some proper time as well. And Stephen Parker is going to edge it out, but I'm going to keep our boy strong. Keep the young Diaz strong in this match. Only because he does have a lot lower popularity. There we go. That's essentially, I would say, pretty close to 2 main event quality matches. Up next, let's have Los Hermanos 2 taking on the former tag team champions, Feel Good Inc. They're going to be duking it out for the most of this month to determine the new #1 contenders. And I think we'll give Ray the victory here. Only because he does have those morale issues. And I really want to sort those out. I think we'll make it tainted instead of decisive. And we might even, let's do a cheeky little distraction in there as well by Gabriella onto Zippy. There we go. Okay, next match, let's go for maybe Goldstein. Yeah, we'll go Goldstein. He can take on Jack Pride. Should be a really good match, this one as well. Stones, Art Reed, that's fine. Obviously, Goldstein's going to win because he's a massive star in our company, but should be a good match for Jack Pride to cut his teeth in. And then finally, last match on the show, Red, White, and Blue are going to take on Doomsday Generation. And Red, White, and Blue are going to pick up a nice little victory there as well. And this will be our Work the Crowd match. We also need our Storytelling match, which can be this one. Because obviously there's going to be a lot of story being told in it. And we're good to go. So, for angles, let's go for, obviously, Angry Gilmore. And he's going to introduce Mobstar. I think we'll do both entertainment. And let's have Angry Gilmore. Let's write it out. Angry Gilmore. Angry Gilmore's mystery partner is revealed as Mobstar. There we go. Nice and simple, nice and easy. And we'll add Actually, I guess we don't need to add a storyline advance there. Not exactly necessary. Up next, we'll have a debuting angle from Stephen Parker. Prefer Robinson to be on that one. So he'll go there. What I will do is add Mobstar into this storyline here as well. Because he is going to take over that storyline to a certain extent. What else do we need to do? So I guess we need an angle there for Goldstein as well. And that'll probably do us, I think. Because we do have the 2 20-minute matches. So we are running out of time very quickly. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let us run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 43 rated tag team match where we have Red, White, and Blue defeating Doomsday Generation in 12-11 when Americana pinned Wicked Lester with a Freedom Splash. That's a good match. Nice little work the crowd match there. We then go into a 68 rated angle. Unfortunately, Goldstein, our boy here, struggling when going off script this time, but that's okay. It's still a 68. Let's be real. That's still pretty good. That's like average. As long as he's getting 68s when he messes up without a script, I'm kind of fine with the 80s that he's potentially going to get when he gets it right. So yeah, we go into his match against Jack Pride, getting a 66 rated match. So that's a decent carry job. That is a really decent carry job. And we've got Aussie Goldstein defeating Primetime Jack Pride in 11:34 by pinfall with a golden shower. Yeah, Goldstein with a 70 in-ring. And Jack Pride with a 41. It's not too shabby. That's a good match. Alright, we then go into what is going to be a number 1 contenders match in the future, but this time there's no sanctions here. And it gets a 51 rating. And we have Los Hermanos 2 defeating Feel Good Inc. in 12-17 when Ray Cavallero pinned Zippy Deverell with a belly-to-back suplex after Gabriela Ortega caused a distraction. Yeah, Gary Walker head and shoulders above everybody else. And we also had Louise Frost really off his game. Unfortunate, there we go. Alright, we then go into a 58 rated angles. That's not too bad, considering his popularity is only about 42. That's pretty good. And he debuted his sensational gimmick, getting an initial rating of great. And he worked the crowd well, without a script to follow. Unfortunately, his swagger gimmick gives him a large penalty to the microphone skill. That's bad. Why is that a negative? Why is that a con? You would think like a great swagger gimmick would give him a positive to his microphone ability. Anyway, it is what it is. Moving on to his debut match. And that was a great match. Like I said, that was a main event quality match. They get a 73 rating here. We have Stephen Parker defeating James Diaz. I kept them strong as well. I kept Diaz strong. Wow. Yeah, Stephen Parker defeating James Diaz in 20 minutes, 23 seconds by pinfall with a future shock. One of the reasons why they both have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance, but still a really good match either way. And of course, like I said, I did keep him strong. So it could have been potentially even better. We've got a 66 on debut for Stephen Parker and a very solid 72 in-ring there for our youngster, James Diaz. Alright, so we then go into a 74 rated angle. So, not too good. Should have scripted it. That's perfectly fine. And we have Angry Gilmore's tag team partner for the main event is revealed. And as you can see, Mobstar comes out. The crowd go absolutely nuts. You got the rap music playing in the background. And yeah, the people are losing their minds. The 11,300 in Ontario, in Mississauga. And yeah, initial rating for his gangster gimmick getting very good. So that's positive. And Angry Gilmore was fantastic. And Mobstar underperformed, but that's perfectly fine. Oh, and he's also got a negative for his gimmick as well. Small penalty to microphone skill during angles as well. Really frustrating. That is really, really frustrating. Anyway, the main event is really, really good. We get an 82 rating here. Angry Gilmore and Mobstar defeating Davis Wayne Newton and Zeus Maximilian in 1945 when Mobstar pinned Zeus with a flattener DDT. And yeah, Davis carrying the match with an 87 in-ring performance. This guy is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. 87. I mean, Zeus putting in some decent work, getting a 72 there as well. And a nice 68 by both Gilmore and Mobstar. 82 is very solid. All right. So we go into an overall show rating of 72 for Coalition Wrestling, which is going to be the name of our TV show as well. Just wanted to mention that. It's essentially our rival show to Championship Wrestling by CWA. Anyway, let's make a speech. That was another really good show. Unfortunately, we didn't have any big rated angles, which would have pushed it a little bit higher, but it's perfectly fine. So we're going to go for Ray. We are going to go for Zippy. Zippy had issues. I know he did. And I don't know who else. I might just go for Stephen Parker. We'll give him some encouragement on his debut. Okay, so there we go. That was a pretty good episode, I feel like. We brought in two really good talents, both on the older side. They're veterans. They're not past it yet, which is great. Because I wanted to have... What I essentially wanted to do was have, like I said, the next Angry Gilmore and the next Zeus Maximilian. I want to have them ready. So Stephen Parker and Mobstar, I kind of do see them as the replacements, and those other guys are probably going to drop down a little bit into the mid card, probably the tag team title scene. Anyway, 151,000 viewers there on WrestleWorld, and let's have a quick look at our size. As you can see, we gained another point of popularity. We're up to 62 in Ontario, 39 in Quebec, 39 Manitoba. 27 now in Saskatchewan, and 19. So we're almost up to 20 pop in Alberta. And they are going to be our 5 regions right there that we need to get to 35 and above to get onto pay-per-view. So that's the next goal. The next sort of... I would say it's probably like a short-term goal. It's not going to take us too long. Why does Charlie have big issues? Oh, that's not good. I do like Charlie. I do like him. Alright, so we got to sort out his issues. We'll have to use him on the next couple of shows. Yeah, for sure. I want to keep him around. I don't want to lose him. He's got really good star quality and charisma. He's actually one of the better members of the roster. And he's also got a really good personality there as well. So we'll try and get rid of that. Good to see that Ray's issues are back down to minor. Zippy's are still... in the middle. But yeah, Charlie's going up to big. Bit of a worry. Anyway, the last thing I want to do before we go is potentially I want to get a training facility. So I would probably go for a dojo. I don't actually want to purchase it this episode. I think we'll do it next episode. But I just want to have a bit of a look through and see what we actually need. What type of level. So state of the art, we have to pay $1 million, setting up a sleek dojo, world-class staff, blah, blah, blah. The training level begins at 85, and the facility is at 75%, and the running costs are $77,000 per month. So we're not going to do that. What's bare bones? So $50,000, minimum staff, yeah, okay, that's all fine. We both the training and facility levels begin at 10%. And you only lose $750 per month. Low is $100,000. Training level 30%, facilities 20%, and $5,500 per month. I'm thinking we might just go for medium, because I know that you can actually upgrade your own training level and the facilities as you go along. So I don't want to go too high and potentially suffer and not make as much profit when we could just go medium, and then once we have the money, we can slowly start to upgrade to the higher levels that we actually want. I think medium's probably the way to go. It's still a decent amount of money, 250,000, and then 16,500 per month. So we could do a fluid graduation, or we could actually choose the month that we get our graduates. I think we might just stick with fluid. Get them at different times over the course of the year. Something to look forward to. Anyway, like I said, we'll probably do that next episode. Anyway, that is going to wrap up this one, guys. Make sure you smash a like on the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are unsubscribed for whatever reason. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, the little bell icon, ding ding. Make sure you hit that. And apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy and goodbye.